Deputy Premier James Merlino will not be silenced by mobsters' legal threat. Deputy Premier James Merlino has vowed he will not be intimidated by a legal threat from alleged mafia boss Tony Madafuri. Mr. Merlino told State Parliament on Thursday he had received 2 letters from Mr. Madafuri demanding an apology and the retraction of statements he made about a lobster dinner with the opposition leader. The Deputy Premier has repeatedly said opposition leader Matthew Guy has questions to answer about the dinner at the Lobster Cave in Beaumaris earlier this year. I have received 2 letters from the lawyers acting on behalf of Antonio Madafuri, demanding I immediately retract statements regarding the dealings between the leader of the opposition and Mr. Madafuri, to apologize and to pay their lawyers money, Mr. Merlino said. Speaker, I ask that you urgently investigate this matter because Melbourne is not 1920s Chicago. But Mr. Merlino remained defiant in the face of the legal demands. It's imperative that those who stand for justice call out organized crime and those who seek to profit from their activities, he said. I can assure all Victorians that I will not be silenced, I will not be intimidated. Mr. Madafuri has consistently denied wrongdoing and accusations he is a mafia figure. The Deputy Premier made his bullish statements under parliamentary privilege, which allows MPs to make statements in the chamber which might otherwise be defamatory. On Wednesday, outside Parliament, Mr. Merlino referred to Mr. Madafuri as an organised crime figure. The legal letters, from WMB lawyers, were submitted in Parliament on Thursday. One of the letters cited numerous print and other media published stories concerning Mr. Madafuri this week with imputations that were, the letter claimed, extremely serious in nature. Our client instructs that he finds each and every publication defamatory, the letter said. It accuses Mr. Merlino of making comments that suggest Mr. Madafuri is a known organized crime figure, a criminal and has committed acts of organized crime. Each of the imputations is false, and our client expressly denies the same. It added that Mr. Madafuri had never been charged with any criminal offense and has no criminal convictions. Mr. Madafuri's lawyers have demanded a retraction of the imputations, a published apology and a media release apologizing for the statements. It also demands Mr. Merlino pay legal costs for the matter. Unless a satisfactory offer to make amends is received by this office within the time provided by the Defamation Act, we are instructed to immediately commence proceedings in the Supreme Court of Victoria without further notice to you. Authorities have accused Mr. Madafuri of being a high-level organized crime figure, but he has never been charged or convicted. Mr. Madafuri, a wealthy market gardener and the owner of the La Porchetta pizza chain, has been accused by police in court of being a high-ranking member of Melbourne's mafia. In an affidavit filed in court in June, Detective Superintendent Peter Brigham said the police hold substantial intelligence indicating that Mr. Madafuri had substantial and close involvement with serious criminal conduct including drug importation, promiscution, murder, and extortion. Superintendent Brigham also alleged that Mr. Madafuri, who has been banned from Crown Casino and all Victorian racetracks, was a known associate of prominent criminal entities and persons who have a history of significant criminal conduct that includes money laundering and drug trafficking. The Age has also received letters from Mr. Madafuri's lawyers.